And all the idiots in the West got reincarnated in India. Go to India and you'll see. It's like, whoa. It's like we've switched roles. Except for the deep tradition that you can feel in that earth there. Everything else there is just striving for a plastic bag. Because when we were first going there, they had nothing. They would tape together old homework papers as bags, and you'd get this, you'd read somebody's homework as you're carrying your whatever home. And then they discovered plastic bags, which was a little bit like giving the Native Americans alcohol. Because there was nothing in the Indian consciousness that knew that a plastic bag wasn't just like a banana leaf. Because they eat off of banana leaves and they just take the banana leaf and scrumple it up and throw it in the garden. What happens? Banana leaf decomposes. So now they're taking a plastic bag, scrumpling it up and throwing it in the garden. What happens? You have plastic bags caught on every fence in India. Throughout the nation. It's like beyond the beyond. So he came here and he found you. Because you were here to save the earth. And while you were growing up, you were told that you were just here to get a job. You were just here to compete in the marketplace. That's not why you're here. We're here because the earth is actually going through one of its largest crises. It's going through what they're calling the 7th extinction. There's been 6 extinctions before this. And how we handle this next 60 to 70 years is going to be dependent upon us. We haven't risen to the top yet, but when we do begin to rise to the top, we need to have that stability. Because as we're rising to the top, there will be forces that will be striving to tear it down. And that's just the nature of nature. That's not like bad people against good people. There's no such thing. We're not good and they're bad. We're just advanced in our consciousness. And we have an idea of what it is that we need to achieve. And the nature of nature is that for every action there is a reaction. And that is exactly what is going to happen. As we strive to, by the way, before you leave, you and you, raise your hand. Jared, raise your hand. You need to get together about veterans. So we have this sensation that we're dealing with as a general populace. This is how they operate. And what we have to be able to realize is that we see it more like this. As we're driving ourselves forward, which is what forward give is, means to move forward, and you can't move forward if you're holding on to old debris. You have to let go, and what that letting go of old debris is called is forgive, because it allows you to forward give yourself to now. And we all run into these messengers. Can everybody see this? Yes, we will do the big job. Let's see if we do it without disaster. Okay? Got it?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't technology great? Did you see how that technology worked? So this here is your genealogical cycle. This here is your cosmological cycle, the cycle of your incarnations, the cycle of your physical ancestors, and then this here is your chronological cycle, which is just the cycle of your experiences in this life. And they all accumulate in front of you, and they create the ones you love and the ones you hate. Now, it doesn't mean that those people don't actually exist out there, but they exist in their universe. And our universes coincide. You got that word? Our universes, your universe and my universe, coincide. In other words, they exist within each other. And what you're seeing is your lesson, and what I'm seeing, experiencing, is my lesson. So when we come together, you get your lesson out of the experience, and I get my lesson out of the experience. If you're my friend, I get a particular flavor of lesson. If you're my enemy, I get a particular flavor of lesson. Both of those lessons are essential. One is not better than the other. We have learned to attribute good and bad to those lessons. And we have learned to attribute to those lessons that we like these lessons and we don't like these lessons. But a true master is identical within both lessons. And that's what we're striving to become, that true master. And you can understand your level of mastery by your level of equality within all the lessons of your experience. Because as you can see up here on the drawing, that the gargoyle face, right, is a messenger. Is that spelled correctly? No. So that's a messenger that doesn't know how to spell. How's that for sliding out of responsibility? Huh? But when you're that close to a big word, you know, I'm not talking about a big word, I'm talking about a big word, you can't tell how to spell ever. At least I can't. And I'm proud of it. And I'm sticking to it. So that messenger is a reflection of you. And everybody gets really creeped out by that when the messenger is a jerk. When the messenger is a complete ass. A complete, total jerk. Because when you see a jerk and you say, okay, that's my reflection. No, it's not. I mean, that might be a good philosophy, but that's not true. But what if it's a cosmic law? But you have over-magnified the cosmic law, because when you see somebody that's a reflection of you, because everything and everyone is, you think, oh my God, I'm not that person. Yes, you are. One tiny pixel of you is that person. And it's not a pixel in a two-dimensional event. It's a pixel in a multi-dimensional event, not just 3 dimensions. So it may be 1/10 gazillionth. Whatever that number is, right? So that person is this little dot in you, not even that big. And your job, if that messenger is there, your job is to cozy up and get curious. Who am I? And you look at them. Wow, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Wow. And when you get really into the who am I here, they begin to deliver. It's when, who are you? Ew, who are you? That's when the tension that's created in the natural condition, you're trying to avoid the natural condition. The natural condition is that we are all one, correct? So who are you? I'm trying to create separation in the we are all one, and therefore my resistance to the nature of nature is what is interpreted as pain. Physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain, existential pain. And the deeper I connect, the more quickly the messenger delivers the message. And the moment the message is delivered, if it's not a message that I need to or care to continue to have circulating, I can just walk away. No karma. But if I haven't received the message and I walk away, basically it's like antibiotics. What's happening with antibiotics? What's happening with bacteria because of the overuse of antibiotics? The bacteria is morphing, correct? It's mutating very rapidly because bacteria's life is about what? Like 30 seconds long, 30 minutes long. It can morph and mutate so rapidly that within weeks or months it can be an outstanding new strain. And the old antibacteria doesn't work anymore. It has figured a way around it. So if you walk away from a lesson before the message is complete, it's going to build up some steam, because its job, its responsibility, its destiny, its guarantee is that I will, before all is gone and ended, which is forever, at some place between now and then, I will get you to acknowledge this lesson. So if it doesn't work like this, that's symbolic. The next time around it might be The next time around it might be Ever had a big lesson? Just understand that that's a messenger that you haven't been listening to. And the one thing that you needn't do, because it only creates a complexity that isn't necessary, is blame the other person. Because the moment you go there, you have stepped into the mirror and you're wandering off through Wonderland. You want to bring yourself back to self every day and go, oh, welcome back, Ed. This is big. I must have been ignoring you for a very long time. Come on, let's sit down. I'm curious. What is this? I'm really curious. What is this?